Look, I'll get in trouble for mine. So definitely these are crooked. Are they crooked? Are they straight now? Yeah, thank you. Morning, Judge. Tana,
There it is.
can you hear me, Judge?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can. I sure can. I know Lori's standing.
Oh,
Hey, Lori.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Mr. Superior, if I can get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth so help you God?
I do.
Okay, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Judge Harold Placella. Do you recognize that as being his will?
I do.
I'm going to go back to the signature page. Heck, I could identify. You recognize that as being his signature.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And after the date he made this will, which shows it as having been made on February 12th of 2015, to your knowledge, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No, he did not.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Dowd.
Thanks, Your Honor. And Lori, first of all, you're now Lori Placella. At the time Dad made and executed the will, you were Lori DePerrier. Is that true?
That is correct.
Okay. And so you've identified your dad's last will and testament. I understand that he passed on or about December 3rd of this year. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And have you had an opportunity to look over a document called Proof of Death and Other Facts that we'll be filing with the court later today?
I did. Okay.
Is everything in that document within your knowledge and true and correct?
Yes, it is.
Also, we'll file with the court today your oath where you promised Judge Brannick that you'll take care of the affairs of Dad's estate to the best of your ability. You have that document in hand or you've seen it?
Yes, I did see it.
Okay. And you assure the court that you'll take care of Dad's affairs. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay. You're living in Florida. You've designated me as resident agent and you feel like, but you get to Port Arthur fairly often. And so you believe you can take care of the affairs from Florida.
Absolutely.
Without any trouble. Okay.
I'll come whenever necessary.
Okay. Judge, that's all we have unless you need anything further.
I can't remember where I was. I ran into Ronnie day before yesterday.
Oh, really?
Monday. Well, of course, I saw him at the funeral.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get to talk to you.
Yeah, I stood at the back mostly.
Oh, okay. Well, gosh, thank you so much for coming.
Thank God it was Monday.
Usually he's just playing golf or going to the grocery store.
Well, the weather was probably too bad. I think I ran into him at Lowe's. It was either Lowe's or HEB.
Oh, funny.
In any event, so what you're going to do when you get those signed before a notary and return those, and probably you're going to want to sign them as DePerrier and underneath it as Placella.
Okay.
And get those back to me. And I'm trying to remember how with Percy, your uncle.
Yeah, so Percy Sr. was my grandpa's brother, but Percy Jr. is my cousin. He's the one who has the HVAC business. Yeah,
this was the one that was a contractor that lived over there in Smith.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. He's now just doing generators. He's out of the general HVAC business.
Gotcha. Well, it was his daddy I used to do yard work for.
Oh my gosh.
And he lived but Wentworth, right on that V on Wentworth and any of it. I would go over there. He had a yard tractor. So he just wanted me to use my push mower to cut circles around the pine trees in his yard.
Yeah.
Took me about I mean, I got, for doing a whole big yard back then, I got like $7. And doing his yard took me about 20 minutes, where other yards would take me 2 hours. And he would pay me $20.
Oh, wow.
And once he asked me to paint his wife's art house back behind their house. And that took me about a day and a half, and he gave me $50, and I thought that I was ready to retire.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, there's a lot of stories about Percy. They're not all about his generosity. Sometimes I guess he was a bit of a jerk, but I don't remember him very well. He got, I think, colon cancer. And he was one of those people who like went to Mexico for Laetrile treatments back in the day and all of that. My dog is scratching to get out. Excuse me, I'm going to move. There you go, Bo. Bless his heart, he fought and fought and fought, and none of that stuff worked. And when my grandfather got cancer, he literally said, like, I looked at what happened to my brother's family, and I'm not doing that. And he laid down in his bed, and he never took another drink of water or a bite to eat, and he was dead in 3 days.
I'll be darned.
It was really crazy. And my dad was the opposite. He was determined not to die.
Yeah.
And he pushed it till there was just nothing left of that body. It was a really catastrophic stroke. So I was happy for him to get out of that body. He was doing, he had dementia from hitting his head.
Right.
But he was not, he would say, I have no pain. And he would, if you pardon my French, even after that stroke, he would look at me and say, this time with half of a paralyzed mouth, I'm a lucky son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well, he was, shall we say, colorful.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was.
Yes, but let me just tell you guys real quickly. So when I left the Monday after the funeral, and I drove to New Orleans. I decided I wanted to stay there. My dad and his brother-in-law love New Orleans so much. And then I had a friend who flew in from DC to help me drive the rest of the way to Florida. So we had dinner, and I said, I want to go to Commander's Palace and, just celebrate my dad's life. And I will spare you all the gory details of how it unfolded. But basically, the waiter that walked up to my table was a 30-year-old man named Harold, which is unusual because it's kind of an old-fashioned name.
It is.
And then my friend Sue, when he came back, she said, do you have any nicknames? And he's like, well, some people call me Harry. Some people call me Rosie. She said, well, I was thinking more like, do you have a dog named Bootsy? And he said, no, but I have a cat named Bootsy. And that's the guy who waited on me at Commander's Palace, a waiter named Harold with a cat named Bootsy. I about fell out of my chair. I needed another drink for sure. So it was pretty crazy.
Pour me another drink.
Well, I don't know if y'all know, when I was a kid, and he would take me to the Holiday Club in Port Arthur.
Yeah.
On Saturday mornings. I'd go with them to the office, and at 12 o'clock we'd leave and we'd go to the Holiday Club. And the bartenders were Big Frankie and Little Frankie. And it was two women. Don't ask me how they got those names. And they basically
I knew Frankie.
Did you?
Yeah, I haven't had a drink in several years, but I used to enjoy it.
Well, they basically babysat me, and I'd bring my Barbie dolls and all that, but I was like the trained chimp at the Holiday Club. And so all those friends would say to me, they would teach me to do things like a monkey, I swear to God. So they taught me to run up and down the bar saying, hit us again, bartender, hit us again. And this is what I remember. I would have been literally removed from the home by Child Protective Services.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of things that wouldn't happen. That Foxworthy, that redneck comedy guy.
Yeah.
He talked about things that happened when he was a kid that, his parents bought him a wood carving set for his 8th birthday. He said, here's a piece of metal that you heat up to 5,000 degrees with a cord that's 1 foot long, which guarantees it's going to be right in proximity to the drapes.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, our cat and dog didn't have any collars, but everybody in the neighborhood knew who they were because they had the Circle F brand on them.
Oh my God. Yeah, but you know, that stuff didn't harm me a bit. There's a lot worse things in life than running up and down a bar saying, hit us again, bartender.
All right, well, y'all let me know if you need anything, but
Will do it, Judge.
As soon as you get those notarized documents back to him, okay?
I will, and I'm trying to do this quickly. Everything goes to my mom, so it's pretty easy.
All right, well, y'all be careful.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it. Thanks, Lori.
Thanks so much.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, you can come